thing. Anyways, this is the story of how I went from being basically a fast food junkie, flunky, to an organic vegetarian. So I never thought I would become an organic vegetarian, you know what I mean? My reaction, like I don't even eat salad or anything. Like if I eat a salad or something, my reaction is a lot like Power from Chainsaw Man, where, you know what I mean? Like where she just spit it out like it tastes like dirt, basically. So that's basically like the type of reaction I have, you know what I mean? So, yeah, basically, you know, I started out where, like, you know what I mean, like, I would eat a lot of meat. I'd eat a lot of meat. Sometimes I call people that eat meat like cannibals and stuff. So, you know what I mean, sometimes I have, like, but I have plain with just cheese, you know what I mean, not like anything, like, you know, too elaborate, you know what I mean? So, yeah, like, basically, you know, like Burger King, they had like the triple cheeseburgers for like 99 cents at one point. You know what I mean? Like I used to eat those. Like I get like 6 in a day sometimes. You know what I mean? So it was basically like, you know, cheeseburgers were my favorite food. I never planned to stop eating cheeseburgers, you know what I mean? I wasn't like the biggest person when it came to steak or things like that. But like I really like cheeseburgers. I would go to like All American, even like the Spanish people working there that didn't speak English. Like if they were on the cook or they were in the back, they'd signal to me because they would actually make my thing fresh. A plain quarter pounder with cheese, and then I get large fries. And they would actually make mine fresh. So, you know what I mean? They weren't just scrape the shit off like for most people. They'd actually make mine fresh. So, yeah, you know, that was like pretty cool. You know what I mean? Sometimes they take me ahead of the line and everything like that. And on Sundays, they open at 11 a.m. So I'd show up around my usual time, like 10:30. And they actually let me in when the place was closed. Other people would come and they'd leave. So, you know what I mean? Wendy's used to have a triple cheeseburger. I've had 3 triple cheeseburgers in a day, just plain cheese, nothing else. But yeah, I kind of realized that I actually like the toasted bread and the cheese more than the actual meat. I wasn't really that much of a fan of the meat. And then you had the problem with like the mad cow disease, you know what I mean, where they had like, you know what I mean, so I pretty much stopped eating shop meat and going to places like that. Sometimes I'd get a steak or I used to go to the butcher at Esposito. But anyway, so around, I don't know, like, I don't know, what are we, like, about 13 years ago, over 13 years ago, let's say, I had this surgery. You know, I had really bad hemorrhoids. So I ended up first with these 3 incisions, but when he opened me up, it was so bad he actually did 4 incisions. I almost died a few times during the recovery. Like my throat was like that thing swelling up where I couldn't really breathe. And I took this SCF, sinus cold flu, one of the ones that like they banned, where you gotta like give your information if you want to get it. And I think that probably saved my life because of something in it. I had these ZBars, these organic ZBars, and basically, you know, that's where I maybe got sick. There was a big thing with the organic peanut butter. There was like a big recall and everything, and that was when I started eating it. Because like I said, I have like the worst luck. Things never happen to me. Things never go well. So before I had the surgery, that's when I first started eating organic food because I needed fiber. So I never planned to eat organic food, but it kind of happened. And my hemorrhoids were like so bad, it was like Freddy Krueger was like coming out my ass. I didn't want anybody to be behind me. I never wanted somebody to be like naked because I worried about how bad my ass would look. You know what I mean? So yeah, I had really bad hemorrhoids. I shit blood. I'd only go to the bathroom maybe like once a week. I might only shit like once a week, maybe a few times a week, instead of going every day like you're supposed to. Some people go 2 or 3 times a day, but whatever. So basically, I had the surgery about 13 years ago. That started me on the organic stuff. I started eating the organic food then, and then eventually I started to phase out anything that wasn't organic, you know what I mean? I used to have chicken. Eventually I stopped eating chicken because I realized I really liked the bread. It was like the topping of the chicken. I really learned how to spice them up and make it pretty good. Even the chicken cutlets, I made like specific like breadcrumbs for that. So you know what I mean? It's like when I finally learned to cook meat, I stopped eating meat. Turkey is probably the last stuff I ate. I had some turkey with the dogs on like Thanksgiving and turkey breast and stuff like that. You know, I don't really keep track. I think Superstorm Sandy, one of the other storms, was the last time I had red meat. We had no power for like a week and I had to eat, you know what I mean? But yeah, for the most part, you know what I mean? I never thought I would never not be eating meat. you know what I mean? And then I had some other problems, even though I don't eat like plants and shit really. I'm anemic and I have a trait of thalassemia, so I can't get iron from pills. So I started getting a lot of organic hemp products. Organic hemp has non-hemming iron that you can actually absorb. Spinach is trash. Don't use spinach, especially if you're anemic. You can't absorb the iron. It has something in it that blocks it. Popeye's been the greatest, propaganda. So basically, I'm always altering my diet and stuff. Right now, my main diet, like one day I have organic waffles. That's like my main thing. I also have organic fries that day. Another day I have these organic stuffed shells and stuff. Then I have organic margarita pizza. I used to have pizza like 40% of my diet. I'm on a 10-day rotation on everything right now. And then with all the other stuff, I don't get organic pizza anymore. They didn't have organic pizza. They didn't have organic cheese pizza, so it was 40% of my diet, then it went to 10% of my diet, now it's back up to 20% of my diet. So then one day I have organic tainted daily, then I have a bit of a craft day where my main meal is organic potato chips, which isn't good. Then I have the next day after that I have organic shells, and then I have organic ravioli, then I have organic margarita pizza, and then I have organic chips and organic fusilli. That's like the main meal. I have a whole set sort of rotation. Whatever stretch, whatever exercise, whatever thing I do, I eat a specific thing. This is really helpful if you have PTSD and mental obstacles to have basically a schedule, a good diet. But you know what? A lot of stuff that I was eating in the meat was causing my vision to blur. So it's like, LEFODPCC, I used to worry about passing yard shots because of the ammonia and the other stuff. Pink slime, the other trash they put in the meat, it causes your vision to blur. Even like in organic food, you might see ammonium bicarbonate and stuff, something like that in a lot of baked products. That's basically ammonia. And my skin would be breaking out from that. My skin would be bleeding, like my forehead would literally be bleeding. I also had my, from too much sugar, because even though it's organic, they put a lot of that agave nectar, a lot of, a lot of sugar. There's more sugar than protein or fiber or lots of other stuff. Most people probably get more sugar in their diet than protein. So you got to really watch the sugar. They put sugar in so much stuff. You got to watch the sodium levels. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff you got to watch. Look for the ingredients. Ammonium bicarbonate you don't want. If you're anemic, don't eat anything that has rosemary. Sometimes they use organic rosemary and it's just listed as natural flavors and natural this or organic. So be very careful. So I never thought I'd become an organic vegetarian. I don't eat salads. I tried to make a salad once. It took a lot of work. I nearly passed out. All this cutting, all this. I know it tasted like dirt. Sometimes if I have the time and the effort, I'll get organic asparagus and I'll mix that into my pasta. It makes it very al dente. It's very good because it even lingers in the pot for a long time. So if you like organic asparagus, learn to prepare it, blanch it, store it. It's very, 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 very good for you. But organic hemp products, organic hemp protein, fiber, stuff like that, that's where I get most of my my iron and a lot of my a lot of my protein and stuff. It really makes a difference. They have a white hemp, which is really different than the normal green hemp stuff. So I have like 3 or 4 or 5 different hemp products I use. Sometimes they stop making it, so I keep rotating it. Like I said, you might never think you can become an organic vegetarian, but you can. The big thing is it's hard to get calcium if you're a vegan. You know what I mean? And I have the neck fusion, so I don't want to play games and not get enough calcium. If you don't get enough calcium, everything goes downhill. There's other things if you're vegan. It's not that easy to get enough zinc. It's not that easy to get enough protein, a lot of other things. But calcium is really difficult to get that you can actually absorb as a vegan. And also, we still have to have mutual benefits with the animals. If we don't use the animals and we don't benefit from them, the animals aren't going to exist. New York used to run on horsepower, and then when they no longer needed the horses, they killed all the horses, sold them as meat and whatever else. They used to be manure stacks like friggin' miles high in New York. That's why you have the term horsepower. It's equivalent to like one horsepower, whatever. But anyways, you know what? Even though you don't think you can become an organic vegetarian, don't give up. Do it your own way. I'll show my diet one day maybe if it helps anyone. But anyways, good luck and Salve, take care. Even your take care.